Okay, now we gotta do a nighttime search. The Rangers wanted to do it sooner, but they wanted to wait till it got darker. They didn't want to waste light during the day looking because they knew that this was gonna take a long time, and they were right. It took all night. We're out here looking for anything. We're looking for any sign of life or anything like that. And we still have our no-light protocol if any screams start. So we're trying to be quiet. We're moving slow, but it's so loud out here. You hear all these birds, and then there's just like the wind blowing. And then we started smelling blood. I remember distinctly the smell of blood and wet fur. Like I could smell it. I couldn't see it. I could smell it. And then I heard it. I heard something like crash in the trees. And then it came back. It was almost like a human-tinged howl. It was really scary. And then one of the guys next to me started freaking out. He took off running. I grabbed him and I was like, "No, we don't run. If it's a trap, we don't know what's out there. We don't want to trigger anything else." And he calmed down pretty quick after that. The only thing I remember distinctly seeing was its eyes. It was just like a pair of eyes that glowed and then went away. Then when we turned our lights back on, whatever it was gone. They said it was an accident. After that, they brought us all back to the station. They told us it was a bear. It was probably a big cat. I don't know what it was. But they said, "Hey, look, we got this area secured. There's nothing going on here. You can go back to your normal lives." But I wasn't convinced. I wasn't convinced at all. I mean, the whole time I kept thinking, why did they call us out? Why did they tell us to go home? What was going on? So the next morning I woke up early. I took the ferry over to the island again and I started looking around. The Rangers had already started working. They were out there surveying the area where we had found the bodies the night before, and they let me walk around. I walked up to the edge of the tape and I saw the 2 black body bags on the ground. I looked inside one of them and I saw a torn apart, what looked like a torn apart human. And the other one, they must have seen me looking because they closed it really fast. There was another group of people there that were, I guess, waiting for their ride or something. And when they saw me looking at that body bag, they started freaking out. They were screaming and hollering. And the Rangers had to come and get me and take me away. Then I finally got back on the mainland, back in my car. I was driving around, trying to figure out what to do next. Where do I go? Who do I talk to? What's going on? And then I saw it. I saw something in the back seat. I thought it was a blanket, but it turned out to be a torn sleeve from one of the Rangers' uniforms. And on the sleeve was the emblem that the Rangers wore. And I just want to clarify something. This is not a Ranger station that exists today. It doesn't exist anymore. They dismantled it. The entire thing was dismantled and removed. All of the buildings are gone, and I started noticing other things. I started noticing like footprints in the mud that didn't look like they were from any vehicle or anything like that. And then I started seeing the bodies. I started seeing all the bodies in the water, and there were some in the water, and I saw some along the road, and they were all mangled and torn apart. And then I knew that it wasn't an accident. The reason why they called us out there in the middle of the night is because they didn't want anybody to see what was going on. I still have nightmares about this. I mean, the way that it hit us and then it was gone. I still hear the sound of the forest out there. It's so creepy. I don't understand how something like that can just happen and then disappear. I remember standing at the ferry dock watching that island and just thinking, that island is cursed. Nobody should ever go there. And I haven't been back. I haven't been back in years. And I really believe that that island is cursed. I've talked to other people who have had weird experiences on that island. There's something wrong with that island. And I just want to put this out there. If you know anything about this case, please contact me. I would love to hear from you. I would love to find out what happened. It took me years to even think about talking about this. And now that I'm putting this video out, I'm terrified. But I need answers. I need to know what happened to those people. I need to know what happened to me. This happened in Port Orchard, Washington, which is on an island. It's south of Seattle, north of Olympia. There's a ferry that goes there. It's beautiful. It's supposed to be a nice place to relax. And I still remember the smell of the blood and the fur. I remember distinctly. I remember the screams. I remember the crunching of the leaves. I remember the heavy footfalls. I remember the The stench of decay. I remember the urine, I remember everything. And I still get nightmares about it. And I would love to find out what happened. Please help me. There's no official explanation. The police report says unknown assailants. That's it. And it's terrifying. If you know anything, please contact me. I'll leave my email address in the description below. I would love to hear from you. I would love to find out what happened. I would also love it if somebody could explain to me why I'm the only one who remembers this. Everybody else seems to have forgotten. Thank you.